Welcome back to Scrapping with Lefty. Here's Lefty.
Hey, welcome to a new video. What we got here is a Onkyo TX108. It's a heavy son of a gun. Right. This is pressing down on it, but it's 30 pounds. 13.5 kilos, 13.65. Get it off the scale, be right back. Alright, I took the liberty of taking the screws off on the side. We all know how to take lids off. This is what this thing looks like on the inside. Look at the size of that transformer. There's a second one here. The size of this heat sink. I bet this thing puts off a lot. Put off a lot of heat when it was in operation. The specs on it, it was 100 watts per channel. Frequency response 20 to 30 hertz, 20 hertz to 30 kilohertz, 0.02% harmonic distortion, weight 15 kilograms, yada yada yada. I'm not a big audiophile. I like the sounds that with the music that I play. So there's a lot of low-grade boards in here. Few wires. I mean, a lot of wires. For it being, I'm suspecting Japan, and wonder if this guy has a manufacture date on it. I see a serial number. Yeah, I don't see any sort of manufacture date, but looking back in like some forum threads, goes back to 07. Well, that's what the front of it looks like. I'd keep it, see if it worked or whatnot, but I picked this stuff up. I picked this up and with other stuff in it, it smells very, very musty. Looks like this bottom panel can come off. It's got a trying to see what that says. It's like a frequency. Frequency step. USA and other. So I guess it's 120 or I guess European 210, 220. Wondering if it should have outputs for subs. No outputs for subs, so yeah, that wouldn't. That would roll me out. Let's come off now. Let's hold this on. There's a screw here. Well, that didn't do it any good. Front's aluminum. Just need to get rid of this polycarbonate front here. So that's an added bonus. Usually they're plastic. There's a lot of stuff in here. I mean, to go through, I don't want to have this video all that long. Seems like the some push, but they're socket type connectors. I just want to try to get some of this stuff out of the way. I'll point out some of the stuff that's in these in stereos. Usually, as you can see, there's quite a bit of wire, which is making some money. And its wiring just don't stop. It's just like it just every wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. Kind of my hats. Much respect to the people that put these things together. Not only that, people that repair them. Alright, since I got some of the wires out, you got copper in here, you got copper in here. As far as this is going for like a low grade board, you got two options. Oh, I thought that went all the way down. It did not. Almost like a mini transformer. Get this big transformer out of here. See down in there. My shop is just like packed full of stuff, and I'm just like tripping over stuff left and right. Need a longer. What I do with the light. Hope my head's not in the way. There we go. This transformer by itself it's 10.5 pounds, 4.8 kilos. Get this piece of aluminum out of here, possibly. Get a good angle on it. Need to take this board out of here. a switch on there. I've got some steel, another piece of steel. I've got a couple screws holding the holding this heat sink in. Probably need to take his back off in order to get to the other screw. Looks like it screws in from the bottom, and it does. Hallelujah, Hollywood. £1.6. So now that that's out of there, there. Display. This here's the timer for that. inline IC, dip chip, dip, transistor, few transistors, few silver bearing capacitors. Off to the side. This back panel back here, I'm going to take this IC off here. I'm going to leave a lot of this small boards on there and just throw it in with my tin, because there's really there's nothing hazardous in it. What's that connected? Nothing. Well, apparently, I guess I am taking all the boards off. Yeah, most likely I was inside a shot, but all I was doing was taking screws out. I guess you could tell by the sound. Wires off that little transformer there. But they certainly made these things so that cord is not coming out of there. Clean up those wires later. Now we got some copper here, copper here. Get this board out of the way. One more. More silver bearing capacitors, a couple ICs, a little bit of copper on the tuner here, a little bit more underneath there. Nothing really on the back. I'm just going to bust this out. It's mostly low-grade boards. But those low-grade boards, back in those days, precious metals were cheaper. They're a little bit more free with them. This, I gotta look up what it is, because it looks like a I don't see a plus on there. I was gonna say it looks like a tantalum, but I doubt it is. And even to look up the codes on these capacitors to see. So I don't know what point I ran out of battery, but this was the frame. Nice thing about it is it comes completely apart into pieces. Piece of aluminum here. There was another chunk of aluminum. And all these boards, here's what the front looks like. More of those little push button switches. And then some LEDs, I'll be plucking those off, putting those with my pile for gold recovery. More LEDs here. These little button switches, I leave them on there because they're not always that easy to take off. And then once you take them off, now they're like really fiddly in order to break open. And then there's this little disc on the inside. There we go. One side's copper, and then that's silver plated there, and then a little silver button on the inside. I mean, who knows? I might have a change of heart and go through them, but for silver that's only going for 20 something an ounce, it's hardly worth the chemicals in order to recover it. So all in all, I mean, it's these stereo receivers. They could be worth it to collect them, or to pick them up, scrap them out. There's another pretty big switch here. There's silver contacts there, and then a nice winding of copper in there. And I think I went over this board already. But the size of this transformer is just off the chain. Throw this in my pile, number 2 copper. I'll end up trimming up these wires, throw that in with my low grade wire. And then I took another one of these apart, and I got the transformer from Matt. I'll do a video on how to break those open. Basically, these plates here, it's not one solid thing. These plates, they kind of go together like that. So we'll be doing a video. I'll be doing a video on that. So as always, thank you for watching. Stay safe, scrap safe. Peace.